Host Bosch, hey, this is a busy couple of days for the coalition and our partners in Iraq and Syria. Uh, in Syria, along Deir ez-Zor in the Middle Euphrates River Valley, the coalition is supporting the anti-terrorism group of the Syrian Democratic Forces to defeat that. There are sleeper cells, finance cells, smuggler cells of Daesh. We are going after them all the time, day and night. In Iraq, the Iraqi security forces are conducting the Heroes of Iraq. The coalition is supporting with high level advising and airstrike. In the past 3 days, the coalition has conducted more than 20 airstrikes on ISIS hideouts in caves about 25 kilometers south of Kirkuk. You're absolutely right. The partnership of the coalition with security forces in Syria and Iraq means that ISIS has not held any physical territory since March of 2019. But they're still hiding and they're still a threat, which is why the coalition is in the region partnered with the security. Security is one aspect that the coalition brings. Another is cooperation for stabilization, for giving people hope, for helping communities rebuild, and for people who have been displaced by ISIS to return to their homes and have a good life. And the impact of the coalition can be felt by people who did not live under ISIS, but were affected by the region and the fear of ISIS. So if you have a viewer in Kamishli, for instance, I know people watch in Kamishli, or a viewer in Duhok or in Slamani, they have all have relatives, family members, people who they know who are threatened by ISIS. Now things are much safer, but we can't quit. We must continue to pressure ISIS and crush the remnants of Daesh. At the coalition, we don't focus on the numbers. What we look at is the capability. And what we know is ISIS is not capable of holding territory. It's not just the bombs that the coalition has dropped or the bullets that have been fired by the security forces. The population rejects Daesh. There used to be a time period where people in Mosul and Diyala and Kirkuk and Deir ez-Zor, some of them accepted ISIS. They thought ISIS might be a good alternative, a good option for leadership. Now, everybody rejects that. And the security we bring allows communities to be strong, and young men and young women growing up can have hope and they can have better options. They can make better choices instead of joining terrorist groups like ISIS. Well, our mandate in this region and our mandate in Syria is to partner with the SDF to defeat that. And we moved out of some bases in October. Your viewers are aware of this movement, and we have bases in Hasaka, Deir ez-Zor, where we're helping the Syrian Democratic Forces and the people of Rojava to defeat Daesh. We are also helping with humanitarian assistance. The United States has contributed more than $10 billion in aid, including food, tents, clothing, generators, to help people who have been victims of the Assad evil regime and the civil war, or victims of ISIS. So I cannot predict how long those decisions are made in Washington, D.C. and national capitals. But today, there, yeah, 10 billion, and that money is distributed through different groups, including the United Nations Development Program, United States Assistance, USAID program, and it's passed down through NGOs. And it gets into families by the delivery of meals to their homes or to refugee camps, displaced persons camps. We have made donations for schools so children can have desks, buildings, lights, and books to read. There has been more than $20 million in COVID aid, medical supplies, testing equipment, treatment equipment, and also for health equipment for the Asaish and the guards inside the detention facilities so they do not get sick, and so the ISIS prisoners are not getting sick from coronavirus or tuberculosis. Well, there have been some great photos and videos taken by journalists in northeast Syria near Derek, near Derek and the border of Iraq, Syria. The Russians had a patrol that was not deconflicted. We have discussions with the Russians about where they will patrol, and we also share where we will patrol. The coalition wants to focus on the fight against ISIS. And when there are patrols from Russia that are unsafe, it makes a distraction from our goal of working with the SDF to keep security and defeat ISIS in the region. We talk to Russia and we resolve these patrols, these convoys. We talk to them and resolve them professionally. We do not want to have escalation, so we talk out our differences. And most of the time, our guys go one way, the Russians go their own. The people of Derek seem to reject the presence of Russia in their area, and the coalition continues to be very welcome in Derek and Hasaka and Shadadi and Kamishli. Yeah. In the past few weeks, since Prime Minister Kadami has been in leadership, we have seen increased coordination and discussions between all of the security forces in Iraq. Uh, in particular, the anti terrorism forces are talking about coordinating missions in the areas where we find ISIS. The coalition is supporting. In the past week, the, the Peshmerga anti terrorism forces have operated near the Makhmur area, and the coalition has conducted multiple airstrikes from two different nations to support Peshmerga commandos to defeat Daesh. And we will continue this support. It's important to remember that defeating ISIS is everybody's goal. In 2014, ISIS threatened all of the people of Iraq, Kurdistan region, Shia in the south, the Baghdad area, everywhere. And the reason why we beat ISIS is because everybody worked together. Uh, we have enough forces in Syria. The SDF is strong enough to defeat Daesh. They proved that during the Battle of Baghouz. And our current relationship with the Syrian Democratic Forces and the Peshmerga and Iraqi security forces, those are set. The coalition is not looking to make any relationships with security forces that are not fully aligned with the government and the Ministry of Defense. But defeating Daesh is something that all of us should focus Our presence in northeast Syria is to protect oil from getting into the hands of ISIS. Daesh used to make $20 million a month from oil. And when ISIS was all over Syria, the United States led coalition and our partners in the Syrian Democratic Forces defeated Daesh. Daesh was able to rise up because of the civil war in Syria, a civil war where more than 200,000 innocent civilians were butchered by the Syrian regime with the support of their Russian backers. The coalition's purpose is just to defeat Daesh, help people be safe, and yes, protecting the oil infrastructure, help the Syrian Democratic Forces have a source of revenue, of money to finance their own troops, their own soldiers for defeating ISIS and guarding the 10,000 detainees. Well, when it's time for our interview to be over, I suppose I will say, Katiki Hosh Wazorspas. I have been welcomed by people in this region, including Kurds in Kurdistan and Kurds in northeast Syria and around the world. And I encourage your viewers, maybe some of them use Twitter, and they can follow the activities of the coalition by OIRSPOX, OIR Spoke. I send tweets in Sorani, I send tweets in Kermanji, English, Arabic, and other languages. Fiji, Kurdistan, Hafiz.